Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk about this comment. It's not a bad comment. Um, and I replied to it, and so the Mario movie, people are complaining that the movie, the story of the movie isn't complex, that it's simple, and this and that. One, it's simple because you want people to be able to watch it and not worry about them like, oh, what's going on here? Who's that? Second, it's like the first movie I'm sure in a line of movies. So the first one, I'm like, look at Lord of the Rings. The first Lord of the Rings is pretty boring for the most part. It's just setting things up. But most Mario games don't have much of a plot line. It's go and save the princess. I mean, look at one of the best Mario games. It's Mario 64, but look how simplistic it is. There's really no story apart from collect stars, go to Bowser to feed him, save the princess. Um, Now, generic Rust. The Mario RPGs have pretty good stories, but that's probably because they kind of have to have stories for those. So I said most RPGs, Mario RPGs, will be better. I mean, even if it's a still simplistic story, um, better story than others, simply because there's more elements that go into that type of game. So again, think of Mario 64. It's simplistic. You then look at, say, Super Mario RP, or rather, since we're talking about Mario 64, Paper Mario. Let's talk about the difference. So you have Mario 64 and Paper Mario. One is an RPG, one isn't. In Paper Mario, you have towns, you have people all around you, you have shops that you need to constantly buy from, you have an inn that you can go to and rest up. You have people that have you doing little side quests for them. You have the partner system. So not only do you have a partner, but that partner has a story, and sometimes they're growing not only power-wise, but as a character through the game. Paper Mario is an RPG that shows that you can't just have some smaller story. If it is just save the princess, there's plenty of other things in between that can make it amazing. Mario 64, you go into the castle and you're just going from world to world collecting stars. There's no power-up system. And when I say power-ups, like the caps, you know, there's the flight cap and all that, but there's not like an inventory system. Those aren't on demand. They're just in the levels themselves. Mario, Paper Mario has an item system. If you're in battle and you want to bust out the freaking POW block, you can go ahead and do that. If you have the Thunderbolt, you can use that. If, oh no, I'm low on health, you can use a mushroom or a super mushroom or a triple mushroom. If you want to, whatever the case is, you have an item. Mario 64 doesn't have items. Mario 64 also really doesn't have any other characters. Like, you have Mario, you have the random toads scattered about, you have Bowser, and you have Peach. Apart from like characters, you have the enemies, but so it's not like he's going in and talking to people and them joining his party or really developing the plot. You just go in, collect stars. That's all you're doing. But Mario RPGs, like Bowser's Inside Story, that is an amazing game. That game is so cool. If you haven't played it, you really should. Like, Mario and Luigi are like inside Bowser. So they're able to sometimes make him stronger. I think I played the game a while ago, but if I remember right, he can't use his fire breath, and he's wondering why. So Mario and Luigi inside Bowser have to find where his fire breath comes from and find out why he's not able to produce his fire breath. And then when you get there, you help out, and then finally he's able to use his fire breath. And it's such a fun game, because you're in the outer world as Bowser, And then you have Mario and Luigi inside Bowser. They've got their portions outside as well. And so, you got Bowser outside, you got Mario and Luigi outside, you got Mario and Luigi when they can go inside of Bowser. It's such a cool concept. Because, it's like, oh, we need to make Bowser stronger, so let's go down to where his muscles are and, mess around with those and give him super strength or even more super strength than he already has. It's such a cool concept. But again, Mario RPGs, they have a leveling system. So you're leveling up. They usually have like a clothing system where you can get clothing that gives you more stats. You have your item system, you have your inventory, so going to shops, it's a bit more important than any other Mario game where, it's pretty linear. I know Mario 3 had a inventory type thing where you could collect power-ups and kind of use those before the level. So if you say, oh, you're about to do a water level, well, do I have the frog outfit? Oh, okay, I have the frog costume, so let me just break out the frog costume and make that water level a lot easier because it swims faster and swims a lot easier. Or, oh no, maybe it's a level, it's like, oh man, it's this kind of level with the sun. I don't feel like dealing with that. Do I have the P-Wing? Oh, okay, I have the P-Wing. So that way you can just fly above the entire level. So they did have an inventory, but it was stuff that you could collect from, like special events. You had your tarot matching game. You had the picture matching game. You could find little toad houses where you have a little chest that would give you an item. Some Hammer Bro levels, you would find the Hammer Bros and they'd be happy. You beat them, you get an item from it. You're not actually going into a store, shop and spending coins on these items. But it's kind of like even games like, say, Zelda. Like, think of Ocarina of Time. It has shops, but it's like everything in the shops you can just find in the open world, and so bombs, arrows, Deku nuts, you can find all those in the world. So it makes stuff like shops and rupees completely pointless. Where in like the Mario RPGs, when you have coins, you're going to be spending those coins a lot. A lot. You're going to be constantly going back to buy mushrooms. You're going to constantly be going back to buy, items you can use. In Mario, Paper Mario, you can like bind items together and make other items and better versions, and so RPGs are just so different. And like I said, character development or just characters in general. Think of like Mario, Super Mario RPG, the one for the Super Nintendo. I'm sure everyone, if you've played it, you can think at least one character that really stuck out. And they stuck out because they were either a well-written character to begin with, or they had great character development through the story. And that's something you're not going to find in, say, Mario 64, or even Mario Odyssey. Because it's not those games aren't focused on character development. It's focused on go around, go to the different worlds, collect your shine sprites, your moons, your power stars, whatever it is Mario has to collect, and then that's it. You get all of them for that level, you move on to the next one. Or, sometimes you go to one world, you collect whatever, and that collect enough to open up the next world, and then you go there and you can back and forth, but it's still go in, collect it, collect 100 coins, boom, done. But again, think of Mario 60, Super Mario RPG or Paper Mario or any of the RPGs. There's at least one character or something about that really sticks out because you don't find it in other Mario games. So if they really did want to make a super good movie, well, not it would actually. I don't think it really would be a super good movie. because it would just make it more complicated than it needs to be. Because you watch a movie for, have fun. And pretty much every movie you watch, especially nowadays, or like if it's like even like the MCU, you may have all this stuff in between, but the outcome is pretty much always the same. The bad guy comes, you have to destroy him. I mean, they're always simple ideas, but what matters is everything in between. For most Mario games, they don't care about what's in between. It's just, oh hey, he just been kidnapped. Go through the castle, collect the power stars, save her. But then you have RPGs, which are role-playing games. So you need to have character development. You need to have some kind of story that goes beyond, oh, just save the princess, because you're talking to all these characters and you have their backstories. You're doing things for them. So it's a bit more complicated. But for a Mario movie, I think the save the princess, or not even save the princess, just defeat Bowser, because apparently Peach gets kidnapped, but then she frees herself. And I know some people are, oh, no, that's not Princess Peach. Well, back in, what was it, Nintendo Power, back in the day, they had Mario comics, and Peach was a badass. She was freeing herself all the time. Even in her heels, she was kicking things in the face, jump kicking things in the face, and they made her a badass. And when I saw the trailer and I saw that Princess, the Peach wasn't gonna just be the typical damsel in distress, the Mario, I was like, that's good, because she's been in so many games where she is that damsel in distress. But then you have Super Princess Peach, where you're playing as her the entire game. Though you are using her emotions to progress through the game. Like you can make her cry, use her power, and starts crying and things grow, or she gets super angry and she becomes this giant fire. She engulfed in flames, and so. But she does have her own game where she is the main character, where she's the one on the quest to save something. So I thought it was amazing to switch that up for once, because we always see Peach as a damsel in distress. But to see her get out of her traditional, dress, and we see her in like this jumpsuit kind of thing, it was nice. I was like, yeah, that's the kind of Peach that people want to see, the badass Peach, not the one who's just, Mario, save me. But when it comes to movies, especially when it's supposed to be for everyone, you don't want the plot to be complicated. That's why they just chose a simplistic plot. With Mario, again, the games are pretty simple, but then you have the RPGs that do have better stories, because there is just so much more that goes into it. I mean, I can't tell you how much just something as simple as an item system or leveling up can change the game completely. Imagine if there was a leveling up system in Mario 64, or Mario Sunshine, where maybe different shirts with because powers and all that, each shirt could give you something different. You have Mario Odyssey with Cappy. You have, you throw Cappy and possess things, and just something simple like that can change a game completely. But for the most part, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the Mario RPGs and all that, go play a Mario RPG. Whether it be Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, Super Paper Mario, any of the Mario and Luigi Saga games, go play one of those. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just they're just built differently. And they have to be, because you don't want some boring ass RPG where it just tells you go save the princess and then there's nothing in between. Where you're just going around collecting things and it's just a linear path to the end. But RPGs, again, you have, different towns you have to go to, you have your companions that you have to, you level up and power up. Those towns that you go to, they're there for a reason. They give you hints about what you have to do next. Some of them are hub worlds that take you to other areas. All of them have shops, because again, shops are important. That's where you get all your items from. And it's not like, again, say, Ocarina of Time, where you have these shops, but then you really don't have to go to them. It's like, oh, I'm out of bombs. Well, do I want to go all the way back to town to buy bombs, or do I just want to cut down a few things of grass and find bombs there? So you have all these rupees that you get, but it doesn't pay off in the end, because the bombs is the bombs you can just find right out in the field, or arrows or whatever, and it makes the shops just pointless. But in Mario RPGs, you're going to be frequenting them a lot. It's like, wow, okay, wow, my health is really low, and that boss battle is really hard, so I'm going to stock up on mushrooms, on life shrooms, and this, because. But go play in Mario RPG. Paper Mario is really good. It's really simple. Super Paper Mario is really fun. Being able to go from the 2D and flip to 3D and stuff like that. Tippy also is really cool, because you get to point the Wii remote at, and then kind of like expose secret things and stuff like that. It's really fun. And Super Paper Mario, Count Black. Black. He's pretty cool. Pretty interesting villain who isn't Bowser, because Bowser becomes part of your team. So. But yeah, Mario RPGs, they're just built different because they have to be. So, there's that. So, anyone complaining that the story was too simplistic, they're not making a Super Mario RPG movie. They're just making a Mario movie. And most Mario games are simplistic. And they're trying to eat for everyone, whether you're young, you're old, new to the game, not new to the game. They want everyone to be able to watch it and say, that was good. Because why? That makes the most money, when it's actually family friendly, and really accessible to everyone. If they did make a Mario RPG type movie, that would definitely be just for the fans, because normal people will be like, what? I don't get what's going on here. But yeah, Mario RPGs, or just RPGs in general, compared to maybe other games that might be in that series. You have like your Final Fantasy Chronicles or Tactics or whatever it is, compared to like other Final Fantasy games. You have the same name but different kind of layout and gameplay and stuff like that. But for Mario, or just in general, an RPG, a character that just stuck out to you because it was either well written, or throughout the story, or just something memorable for you in an RPG. It could be something as stupid as going into an item shop and seeing that rare item that you really can't find anywhere else, and it's like the max amount of freaking coins, or whatever currency it is, and you're like, oh, I gotta have that. It's something like that. But yeah, let me know below. Anyway, you guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.